That's it. I started. Let's do it. We're doing it. We're doing it. Hi, everyone. We're doing this. I'm making this happen. Completely random idea I had today. Let's write a Twine game together. As a group. As friends. We've got a couple people in the chat. That's really all I need. As long as there's a couple people to bounce around ideas with, it's cool. If you have thought of some friends or some family or somebody who you don't think is doing anything right now, grab him. Tell him get in here. This is going to be fun. Welcome, those of you who are here. Pleased that you came. And we're going to write a Twine game. I have come fully unprepared. No ideas, no plans. I opened up Twine 2 for the first time in a long time, discovered that I have 2 half-written games in here that I don't remember writing, but they're in there. I did read through them earlier, and there's some funny things in here. Oh, and Yasmin's here as well. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, give people a few more minutes to arrive in case anyone else is coming. In case anyone doesn't know this about me, I am a writer. It's like my day job, but I don't get to write anything fun. I have to write educational materials and articles for Czech students between the ages of 7 and about 20 who are learning English as a foreign language, and I am writing materials to be used in classrooms, and it is extremely boring. And, yeah, it's not the best. And then I have to use up all my creative energy in my job, and I don't really get to do a lot of writing on my own. I do have a blog where I write stories, where every once in a while there'll be a break because I have too much of my day job to do. Right now, it's active 3 times a week. There are, did I make a thing just for blog? Not sure if I did. And yeah, Inarashi is one of the developers on Caves of Cud, Yasmin. So, pretty cool. Is that a thing? No, it's not. All right, we'll just do this one. Links. It's in the middle there. ireallypros.wordpress.com. If you wind up liking what I'm doing today, head over there. I got all kinds of weird stuff that you can read. And yes. Also, apologies in advance. I do have a mechanical keyboard. I have put some fabric under it, which should muffle it a bit, so hopefully you won't get an ear full of clankety clickety clackety the whole time. If it's really, really bad, let me know, and I'll put something else under it to muffle it. I don't want anybody to be miserable. Yeah, there's a new update. I almost did Caves of Cud today, but I was just like, I really feel like... First of all, I've been planning, tomorrow I have a tabletop RPG session with my friends, and I'm the GM, and I've created an entire universe from scratch for this game because I'm a moron. I love sabotaging myself, I guess, so every single time, cool, yeah, whatever you guys contribute. I'm just happy that people are hanging out. So yeah, all day I've just been kind of making up creative stuff, trying to plan the session for tomorrow, like trying to make new characters and next destination for the party to visit and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm just in like a writey mood. I'm in a creative mood. I'm not so much in a roguelike mood today. So I will play the new update of Caves of Cud probably next week. On stream, maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. We'll see. Oh my goodness, Yasmin, that's so generous. Thank you. Thank you for the gift subs. Aw, my heart. Thank you so much. Cool. Well, that's a lovely way to start off the stream. All right. Well, we should probably start writing. My hope is that we can write a short but complete game by the end of the stream. That might be a little bit too ambitious. We'll give it a shot. If it's short, it can be complete. But that means we do need to make sure we have at least one ending we can get to. And that's basically it. If you have an idea you want to throw it out in the chat. If I am, trying to decide between things, I'll ask you. We can do polls and things like that. If you have an idea you want to make sure I put in there, even if you think I won't like it, or you think that it won't fit, or that it'll be challenging, there are channel point rewards that you can use. Finished thing in 45 minutes. Wow. Well, I have no experience with Twine. So this will be fun. This will be interesting. I'm sure we'll come up with something. It'll be cool. Yeah, there are channel point rewards, and within reason, if you use a channel point reward to make a suggestion, I gotta include it somehow, right? But don't be afraid to make suggestions even if you don't have points or you don't want to spend them on this or whatever. That's just a thing that's there to kind of keep things a little spicy. We do have a general rule on this channel. Be respectful, don't be a jerk, and we don't have to be family friendly, but we're not gonna go dark, and we're not gonna get violent because I don't like violence, and we're not gonna do anything sexual because I'm super ace and it just grosses me out, so I don't wanna write it. Okay, I was thinking to start with, to get us started, because when you start a Twine project, you have to enter a title. Now you can just enter a title like Twitch stream game or whatever, but I thought it would be fun. This is something I've done in the past. to use the... Let me see, is that the address? No, it's not. Okay, hold on a second. Like I said, if the typing is horrifically loud, let me know. Is it? Oh no. Yes, there it is. I guess I can put this here, and you all can see it. Yeah. The video game name generator. I love this thing. When I first discovered this thing when it was new, just a few years ago, me and my coworkers wasted a day at work just generating fun names and sending them to each other. So what we'll do, I'll generate a few names, and then we'll pick one that sounds like it would be fun to write in story form. Let's go. So we got Rise of the Plumber Rally, meh. Mystic Barbarian Battalion, MC Escher Snowboard Restaurant. Some of these would be great as visual games, not so much as Indian Shack. You had to get through a lot of crummy ones, and then sometimes you'll get just a real good one. Cute Cardboard Squadron. Grimy Ostrich Man. That one jumps out at me a little bit. Alright, yeah, anything that you want to put a pin in, write it in the chat just like that, and then we'll look what we got. Grimy Ostrich Man is interesting. 8-Bit Squirrel Brothers. Violent Gnome and Toilet. Oh my goodness. College Pokemon Superstar. Knight of the Shaving Castle. Hideous Duck King. Oh, that's mean. All-American Gnome Family. Divine Flatulence Orchestra. Stylish Rugby Fiasco. Jackie Chan's Dwarf in the High Seas. I don't want to do anything that starts with like Jackie Chan's or Tom Clancy's or anything like that. Let's keep it copyright and real life people free. Revenge of Bubblegum Takedown. Poor grammar there. Interesting. Cybernetic Kabuki Troopers. Magical Mushroom Havoc. Pretty simple. Ancient Cricket Dance Mix. Cute Pinball Dreamland. Wooden College Beatdown. Sounds like it would be violent. No, we're not gonna do Jack Thompson's anything. Communist Arcade Anthology. Impossible Goblin World. German Desert Omega. You get a lot of deserts in Germany, Yasmin? You got a lot of deserts over there? German Desert Omega? Which one is Omega? This generator is amazing. Anytime you're feeling writer's block or anything, pull this thing up, and even if you don't use anything from it, it'll just get the juices, it'll get the gears turning. Ye Olde Mall 2000. That just makes me feel old, and I don't like it, it's me. Starblood Co-op. French Llama the card game. Final Math Commando. Ooh. Biblical Monster Nation. Looney Tunes Monkey Jihad. Let's not go for Jihad. That seems a bit... Nothing with religion in it either. Let's keep religion out of our game, please. Irritating Fun Battalion. Final Fantasy Rainbow Fight. All-Night Trampoline Apocalypse. That could be fun. What have we got? We've got... MC Escher's Snowboard Restaurant. Grimy Ostrich Man. Flatulence Orchestra, that was a pretty good one. Impossible Goblin World. Yes, Saffron, it's a Twine game. Irritating Fun Battalion. Oh, there's so many good options here. Geriatric Sandwich X-treme. Explosive Booty DJ. We already have one about musical flatulence. We don't need to. Mystic Tank Rescue. Rad Afro over Normandy. Zany Pachinko in Busytown. Underground Aerobics Man. That one's fun. Twine is a game... You can use it to write like interactive fiction type games, like very simple ones that are in HTML, and then you can host them on itch or whatever, and people can play them. So we're basically going to write a choose-your-own-adventure story, is basically what's going to happen. Right now we're just trying to get a fun title. Yes, look at that, Interashi's got it. Underground Aerobics Man is pretty good. Ooh, I am leaning towards Underground Aerobics Man. Alright, I think we have enough titles. Let's maybe do a vote with whoever is here. So we've got Underground Aerobics Man as a strong contender. What else did we get in there? Impossible Goblin World, Flatulence Orchestra, Grimy Ostrich Man, and MC Escher's... Let's maybe take that one out because it's going to be too hard for me to say. Also, I don't know how I would describe something made by MC Escher in text form. ChooseCo is notorious for copyright trolling. What is ChooseCo? I don't know what that is. Are they the ones who make Choose Your Own Adventures? Oh, I missed a message. The name won't get sued. Yeah, you make Choose Your Own Adventure games. But, I mean, they can be more complicated than just Choose Your Own Adventure games. If you want to do some coding, you can have variables and you can have, you know, hit points and stuff like that. You can make an actual proper game. People have done crazy stuff with Twine. We're just gonna write a Choose Your Own Adventure story. That's all we're gonna do. All right. Do we have a unanimous pick on anything? Impossible Goblin World, Irritating Fun Battalion. I mean, I do have some dice here. We could roll a die. We could roll a die. You won't be able to see it, I'm afraid. But you can trust me, I'm not gonna cheat. I have 3 sets of dice and a couple extra d20s right here in front of me because I'm doing tabletop RPGs with my friends. We have a great setup, by the way. They're all like, we're gonna start meeting in person again, but I'm like, I'm not about meeting in groups right now because this country has just kind of revoked all of the safety precautions and now people are just going crazy and I'm like, I'd rather not. And my friends are like, that's cool, we'll meet up. And one of them has a big screen TV and so they've connected to their computer and so we do a video chat. They're all sitting around the table in person, and my face is just on the big TV, and I'm the GM, so it's perfect. I just love, like, the face of God is here. Spectacular fun. All right, tell you what, I think we have 6 names on the list. Or if I take out MC Escher's Snowboard Restaurant, we've got Grimy Ostrich Man is 1, Flatulence Orchestra, Impossible Goblin World, Irritating Fun Battalion. I don't know if I want to do that just because I don't know what to do with Irritating Fun Battalion. I'm not sure I would know what to do with that. We got Underground Aerobics Man. And that's it. So we've got 4. I've got a d4. Let's roll a d4. I'll see what we get. d4 is kind of hard to roll. You gotta really mix it around in your hand a lot. Disrupts serious events and spreads fun. And that irritates people? If we have that, then we have 5. I got a d4. I think we've got plenty of good ones to choose from here. Oh, hi, Meep. Meep is lying down behind me. Do not let me push my chair backwards. All right, here we go. So in the order that they are in the chat. Rolling a d1 would be pointless. Here we go. So that is a 1. 1 at the top of the pyramid. What was the first one again? Grimy Ostrich Man was the first one. How do people feel about Grimy Ostrich Man? We're gonna have to get started. Get just an actual dropping a ball into the day the ice cream melted on the television. All right. Let's do, okay, everyone feels wonderful, but let's do Grimy Ostrich Man. We gotta start writing, my friends. Grimy Ostrich Man. Now, we're gonna start. I'm gonna rely on some of you to help me remember the formatting and stuff because I haven't really used Twine very much. So first off, we need who is the main character? Oh, we're all being silly Saffron. There's no seriousness allowed in this stream. No, thank you. Are we the Grimy Ostrich Man, or is the Grimy Ostrich Man some kind of guru, or perhaps an antagonist? Who's the Grimy Ostrich Man is the title. Grimy Ostrich Man is a dangerous cryptid. So who are we then? Who are we, the POV character? We're writing in second person here, something you don't get to do that often. Like Siren Head? I don't know what that is, I'm so sorry. But in any case, I know what a cryptid is. Bigfoot, that kind of thing. But a dangerous one. Interesting. So who are we? We are an Australian, witnessing the rise of GOM. GOM for short. Cool. We're an Australian. I mean, this is ostrich. Wait, are ostriches in Australia? I grew up in America. They didn't teach us anything. I'm so sorry, folks. Hey, Ricky! Welcome! Don't be afraid to chatter away in this one, Inarashi. Mobius strips, yeah, that's actually true, Yasmin. That only has one side. Okay, so we're writing a Twine game called Grimy Ostrich Man. We've determined that the Grimy Ostrich Man is a cryptid, and we are witnessing the rise. We could be pursuing the GOM. All right, let me just, on the other monitor, I'm sorry, I can't show you both monitors at the same time. Let me just pull up some basic facts about ostriches. It's always good to have some basic facts at your disposal. You never know what kind of interesting stuff you're gonna find that you can put in there. Okay. There's two species. It's Natural Park. Okay, they are native, only found natively in the wild in Africa. Savannas and the, does that say Sahel? Okay. You know what I need? I need fun facts about ostriches. I don't see the chat right now, by the way. Amazing facts about ostriches. Okay. When threatened, they run. Their powerful long legs can be formidable weapons, capable of killing a human or a potential predator like a lion with a forward kick. Okay. World's largest bird, we know that. They have 3 stomachs. Unlike all other living birds, they secrete urine separately from feces. Important to know. Fastest runners of any bird or other 2-legged animal. Can sprint over 70 kilometers an hour. 5 meters in a single stride. Okay. Some stuff about size here. Okay, let's start with that. They got real big eggs. Let me get the chat back up. Yeah, ostriches are African. Australia did already wage war with the emus. Yeah, they lost. They lost that war. So ostriches are good. So the GOM, the Grimy Ostrich Man. This is an ostrich man, right? Not just an ostrich. So, and they live on like savannas. Part ostrich, part man. Somebody got busy with an ostrich and some weird stuff happened. Okay, they get those deadly feet, very tall. They don't fly though, and very grimy. This one's super grimy for some reason. Okay, where's our setting? So we're an Australian, right? You're an Australian reader. You lost the war with the emus, and wanting to regain your honor, you have traveled to Africa to take on the infamous Grimy Ostrich Man, the GOM for short. The locals don't call it the GOM, but we don't have time. Right, it's the GOM. So, an ostrich man is gonna be... Does it just have human legs, or is it an ostrich with human arms instead of wings? The ostrich can't fly anyway. It's replaced those useless wings with arms and learned how to box. We need a starting location. Is it living out in the savannah? It's gotta be living out in the savannah, right? The open savannah. Like mermaids? Ooh, but which half is which, Yasmin? Human legs, but super long? All of this sounds terrible. I love it. G'day. Mate. Lower body ostrich, upper body man. But then we don't get that long neck, though. Could be two-headed. Could have the ostrich head and the human head. Or it could have the ostrich long neck and just a pair of human legs. You have arrived I've been living in a non-English speaking country for too many years, and I don't remember how prepositions work anymore. A long human neck. Oh god! Does it have a beak? Lower body man. So GOM can have romantic relationships with humans. We are not going there. We are not doing any hanky-panky in this story. That is so... No. No. Spray you with water every time anyone says anything that could even remotely be interpreted as being sexual. Psst, psst. No. Go and think about what you've arrived on the open savannah in pursuit of the infamous Grimy Ostrich Man. A terrifying and violent beast with the... You've been spritzed. You're not well, what? You just spritzed. You just spritzed. Ooh, we have a lot of different options, a lot of different ideas of how to combine the human and ostrich parts. I'm trying to picture them all in my head. I wish I had visual artistic skills and like drawing skills, and then we could sketch something out. But that's not my wheelhouse. My arts are words. All human features in ostrich proportions. Oh no! Ugh. No, I don't like that. Like a centaur, says Saffron. It's basically what Yasmin says. Well, that's two people who have basically said, uh-oh. Oh, it's just... Human parts in ostrich proportions is maybe the most horrifying image I've ever had in my mind. That would be... How would that even work? That's why you like it. We don't want to get too twisted here. But two different people have said, basically, like a centaur, right? So with ostrich bottom and human top. And it can have a long neck and a beak, right? Just an absolute abomination. This is... Everything about this entire story is cursed, and I regret everything. With the legs, body, and feathers... beak and feathers of an ostrich, but the I'm trying to picture where is the line gonna start. I guess if it's like a centaur at the torso, then we wind up with that whole centaur question of like, it's got two chests. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, Yasmin. I'm so sorry. What have we all done? Oh no. With the torso and a head of a man with an unusually long neck. He is also super grimy, but no one is quite sure why that is. Maybe he just never learned how to wash all those mismatched parts. Next paragraph. Yeah, the centaur has two chests, and that's always bothered me. It's always, why do you need two chests? And they're mammals, right? So where do the young drink from? Let's not go down that path. This is a bird. There is no milk involved. And it's a man. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit of backstory up at the top here. Unable to live down the shame of your ancestors. How long ago was the Emu War? That's true. Just grimy from dust and bird grease. Loss in the Great Emu War. Is it emu or emu? Just after World War II, okay. So that tracks. You seek to regain your people's honor. Bye. Good day, mate. Unable to live down the shame of your ancestors' loss in the Great Emu War, you seek to regain your people's honor. You've arrived in the open savannah in pursuit of the infamous Grimy Ostrich Man, a terrifying and violent beast with the legs, body, beak, and feathers of an ostrich, but the torso and head of a man with an unusually long neck. He's also super grimy with dust and bird grease. Okay. Where are we gonna go? What are we gonna do? We need options. This is a choose-your-own-adventure story. We're gonna need several options, but we'll start with one, and we'll follow it for a bit, and then we can come back. Bird grease. Bird grease, you know. Bird grease. Oh, I think I spooked the cat into running away. He wants nothing to do with this terrifying abomination. Okay. So we jump into a choice. Burp grease. So what is an option we can have, right? And we need to link it to other things, which I think we do with these, like this. Close this. Isn't there like a quick add plus passage? Okay. I swear the program used to list all of the code and stuff when you first opened one. So let's do our first choice. If nobody contributes anything in the chat, by the way, I'll just kind of keep going, and you folks just jump in as and when you get ideas. Okay. Looking for. Dude, we capitalize every word. I'm from America originally. It's been a while since I've been there. Distracted my spouse. Oh, I've been hosted. Thanks very much for the host. AVH4. I actually have a thing. Oh, no, I don't have the thing anymore. Ignore what I just said. Thanks for hosting. Very nice of you. Looking for ostrich prints. Okay, so this is going to be one of the options, is to look for ostrich prints. Oh, there we go. If you remove all the text, you see it. So yeah, link text, arrow, passage name. So if we go here, and we say, look for ostrich prints, looking like that, does that work? It does! Hey, look at that! They gave us an arrow and everything. Okay, looking for ostrich prints is gonna be one. Okay, enter the, yeah, I got it. Okay, you scour the nearby ground. Cool. That doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt to do that. It's appreciated. Okay, so you scour the nearby ground. How silly do you want to make it? Try diplomacy. Look for the ostrich prince. Ostrich prince. We only have one Grimy Ostrich Man. That's true. Discussion, chat. How does the Grimy Ostrich Man interact with the other ostriches? Is it ostracized? Ah, yes, I said it and I don't take it back and I'm not sorry. Heard great things, I haven't got to play with it. Yeah, I played around with it a while ago and then I kind of forgot about it. So I'm not experienced, but we've got at least one person in the chat who has experience with it and can help us with all the Cody type stuff. We're not doing anything fancy, we're just making a choose-your-own-adventure story. Scour the nearby ground for the telltale prints, the grimy ostrich. We'll just start that one. Try diplomacy is interesting. So can I put one in here? Do I have to put a double? Been ostracized by society, semi-ostracized by ostrich society. Ostriches might know a bit more than the humans. Okay. Seek out the ostrich prince. Yeah. Seek out the ostrich prince. And I have to make a new thing, which will be titled Parlay with the ostriches. And then I have to make one. Okay, it makes it automatically. Sweet. That's awesome. Okay, so that's two options. Can we get maybe one more? and then we'll probably start going down these lines, because otherwise we'll never reach the end. So there's... Just start tracking it. Try to find the ostrich prints. Right, if anyone comes up with any other ideas, we'll go for it. Otherwise, I'll start writing this one. I have to stop thinking in terms of a game of, like, you roll a die and we see... Because you can do that in Twine, but we don't have time for that. We're just trying to do a simple one. So you've got to find something here. You are so focused on the shapes and grooves in the dusty ground beneath you that you fail to notice what do we fail to notice? We're not going to find the Grimy Ostrich Man already, are we? Or maybe we are. Maybe he's a cool guy. You fail to notice a big ol' nasty pile of ostrich leavings. We're gonna have to say ostrich poo. Yes, poo. Ostriches are the only birds that pee and poo separately. Obviously, you knew that. As you were here, as you came here. You would need... Came prepared with all the knowledge you would need to hunt this fearsome beast. This is already going in a bad way, my friends. This is terrible. Nevertheless, all the knowledge in the world won't help you if you don't look where you're stepping. Gross. Yeah, reading Wikipedia in the airport. You did that. You did your due diligence. My tea is probably getting overbrewed. Just a moment, friends. In fact, it's even cooling off a little bit. I'm gonna have a sip. Okay. I want to see what these look like in terms of spacing. So let's do test play here. Okay, it doesn't put... it doesn't put spaces in, so we're gonna put spaces in. Okay. Where do we go from here? We got ostrich poo on our shoes. Sandals, probably. You wish you hadn't worn sandals. This is bad. This is really bad. Alright, where do we go from here? We have ostrich poo on our sandal. We'll probably want to get boots and khaki shorts. Alright. Thank goodness we decided on boots instead of sandals. Yeah, that's fine. So we got ostrich dookie on the boot. Follow the trail. Or look for... Yeah, get cleaned up. I was gonna say look for water, but you don't really need water to get dookie off your boots. Get cleaned up first. You're not an animal. Pile is near a watering hole. We don't want to contaminate the watering holes, though. A lot of animals rely on those watering holes for water. Cleaning your boots. Alright, I think 2 options is probably enough for now. We don't want to go too crazy. Cleaning your boot. You spend several minutes scraping the poo off of your boot. Maybe there is water nearby. Are there just like some ostriches hanging out by the water? Maybe we just stumble across some ostriches? For a moment you consider washing it off in the nearby watering hole. But you decide against it, as you wouldn't want to contaminate drinking water for the local... We don't care so much about the ostriches. You gotta go do some stuff, and thanks for stopping by, Asmund. Have a good evening. Don't want to contaminate the drinking water for the local... I was gonna think of some specific animals. Like if there's like one specific animal you really care about, like the local elephants. They have a hard enough time of it as it is. Okay, but your boot about as clean as it's gonna get under the circumstances. Man, I've never written live for an audience before. Now everyone gets to see how hard writing is. It's hard, you guys. To come up with ideas like literally the whole time. Your boot about as clean as it's gonna get under the circumstances. You take a quick look around to see if there are any other ostrich signs nearby. We can have one option going to following the stinky trail. Follow the trail of poo. And that was following a stinky trail. Yay, we got an arrow. Introduce yourself to the regular ostriches. Hang around the watering hole. We're eating the ostriches. That's enough for now, yeah? Okay, so take a detour to clean our boot, and then we follow the trail of poo. Or we look up and there's some ostriches around a watering hole. We're gonna have to finish up this whole poo arc as quickly as possible. I regret starting it, and I apologize to everyone for this. I don't apologize for the rest of it, just the poo thing. But I read that interesting fact about ostriches, and I was just like, well, what other fun facts about ostriches have we got here? During breeding season and during extreme rainless periods, they live in nomadic herds of 5 to 50 birds led by a top hen. Matriarchal society. Appreciate that. Sometimes they travel together with zebras and antelopes. Interesting. Territorial fights between males for a harem of 2 to 7 females usually just last minutes, but they can easily cause death through slamming their heads into opponents. Goodness gracious. They have a complex mating ritual. They do a little dance. They graze until their behavior is synchronized. Then the feeding becomes secondary and the process takes on a ritualistic appearance. Oh boy. We can get a greeting ritual anyway. All of the herd's hens place their eggs in the dominant hen's 3-meter wide nest. Okay, alright, that's enough details. Ostriches are fascinating. See, we all came here to learn something. Okay. Following a stinky trail. He had hoped to find... Hopped? Come on, Fingers. You can do this. You do this for a living. Prince. But alas, all you find is pillow. You're more into the... Yeah, well, you write, like, really cool sci-fi stories and stuff, and here we are, getting into the realistic biology of ostriches. Which, I am learning things here. Well... You have to follow something. Allergic to realism. I understand. I don't write anything realistic generally, and I usually don't read anything realistic either. I'm full-on fantasy and sci-fi. But I am also a details nerd, and when I write about something, I always want it to be as accurate as possible to reality or to possibility. I spent so many hours researching in great detail what would happen to human society if the humans just disappeared. Like, I watched entire TV series about the details of what would happen. When I was world building for the setting for my tabletop RPG game that I play with my friends, like, I was researching how to make gunpowder from scratch and, like, where the materials for gunpowder could be sourced in a medieval era. Like, I go nuts for the details. I get lost in the weeds for sure, though. Okay. You have to follow something. And this is hard to miss. Or this is easy to spot. Let's go with hard to miss. This trail is hard to miss. You follow it? Alright, what are we gonna find? Aw, thanks, Jam. I have to do a shout out to my own writing skills. To my writing skills. Are you here, Jam, or are you partly watching while you do your casting stuff? You've arrived at an interesting part of the story. You follow it across the arid landscape. Only for a minute. Add a character. Go on then, Jam. Add your character. I'm afraid to ask. We'll get a new character in there. Oh, Boris! Well, we're writing a story about a cryptid in the real world in Africa. However, I don't see any reason why there can't be two cryptids in this story. So Boris the Boarfolk, we're gonna have to get Boris the Boarfolk in there. What's Boris doing on the savannah? I mean, I guess Boris can live pretty much anywhere. AU Boris. Sweet. Okay. Boris the Boarfolk. It leads to a rocky outcropping. Everyone is from a different version of the many worlds theory of quantum mechanics. Quantum physics. Lavid, valid. It's all good. Okay, it leads to a rocky outcropping. Taint now. This is the thing that's hard about writing, alright? This is the thing that's hard about writing. I saw somebody put this into words on Tumblr or something a while ago, and I was like, yes, 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 yes. People who don't write think the thing that's difficult about writing is coming up with ideas, coming up with fantastical settings and interesting characters and interesting events. No, that part is easy. The hard part is describing extremely simple things in a way that doesn't make you sound completely out of your mind. That's what's hard about writing. Is the protagonist equipped with guns to shoot red paintballs? That's a good point. What are we planning to do with the ostrich when we get there? Discuss that in the chat, while I try to figure out how to describe the thing that I can see in my head. Yeah, it's like the work part is a part of it that's hard. Like, describing somebody walking across a room with a certain facial expression and then sitting down and then changing their facial expression slightly and then having a simple conversation between two people and finding a way to do that in a way that sounds good. Completely, oh my god, it's so hard. Trained in kangaroo boxing. I like that. I like that very much. Well, I thought we were here to regain our country's honor, right? We lost the Great Emu War. So now we're here to track down the Gom, the greasy ostrich man. Grimy, I'm so sorry, grimy. Probably also greasy, as a part of being grimy. Leads to a rocky outcropping with a small cave entrance. Don't plan to kill it, but we just want to defeat it in ritualistic combat. Yeah, sure. No, for sure. Absolutely. We don't need to get violent. Okay. Used to a rocky outcropping with a small cave entrance. You can feel cool air wafting out of the cave. Very inviting. Very inviting. Enticing you. Inwards. Enticing you. This is what I'm talking about. Rewrite the same sentence 1,000 times. Try and find something that doesn't sound bad. It's enticing. The sun blazing hot. Okay. Enter the cave. Inside a small cave. Or I know a trap when I see one. Head back the other way. And this can lead back to some other part of the story. Can I move this? I can't. Can't move it. Greeting the ostriches? Oops. Actually, no, we'll put a step in between. At the watering hole. I love watching the arrows move around. And this will lead to greeting the ostriches. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Now, in order to honor Jam's purchase of Boris the Boarfolk, it takes your eyes a moment to adjust to the sudden low light of the cave. You enjoy the cool air. Take a sip from your canteen. As you're gradually, you begin to make out the shape of a terrifying, half-human monster. Could it be that your quest is at an end so soon? No. No, this is not the greasy... Let's capitalize it properly. Grimy Ostrich Man. You have so desperately sought. What stands before you is an entirely different cryptid. Boris, the Boarfolk. Is Boris eating an ostrich? Is that why the ostrich poo led here? I gotta keep everything... I don't want any plot holes. Why is there ostrich poop leading here? I feel like Boris was... he was a carnivore. This is gonna be awkward when we talk to the ostriches. Actually, maybe this is even just an ending to the story. We don't want to make too many threads here, because we do want to. We've been going for almost an hour already, and we do want to have a completed story here. It's not going to be long, but we're going to have something complete, so we don't want to go off in too many different directions. Maybe this can be a bad ending. Boris emerges victorious from this one, unlike the actual Boris. F's in the chat for Boris. Can we get F's in the chat for Boris? Boris the Boarfolk from Caves of Cud. F's in the chat for Boris, who bled to death because he didn't realize he was bleeding. F's in the chat, please. Thank you. Thank you. Pay respects. Okay, so Boris the Boarfolk in this story is the winner. B's for Boris. B's for Boris is also good. We can get some B's for Boris. Some B's, some F's. Boris the Boarfolk. A man twisted into a boar-like shape. He moves on all fours. Could Boris be super helpful? Convince the protagonist to go back? We could. We could have Boris send the protagonist back to meet the ostriches. If we don't have to have any bad endings. We could just have many paths to the good ending. Or we could have multiple good endings. All of these things are possible. He moves on all fours. Slicing open his opponents with his massive... He had horns, right? Oh, back to Australia. That's a good idea. So this can be a happy ending. Choice between fight and talk to Boris. Sure. I'm into that. Massive horns. And devouring his enemy's whole. He sits on a boulder on the opposite side of the cave and munches on an ostrich drumstick. Maybe Boris already defeated the grimy ostrich man. Great green globs of greasy grimy ostrich man. Ah! Oh no! Greet Boris respectfully. Actively. Conversation. A life-changing conversation. What are we attacking Boris with? I mean, I think all we're talking about ritual combat. We probably just brought fisticuffs, right? Just our fists? Punch Boris. In a surprise attack. That should be a small R. Legs and feet. Kick Boris. Oh, that's right. In a surprise kangaroo style attack. Kickboxing. This is gonna be a bad end, I think. I don't think we can defeat Boris, the Boarfolk. He's too powerful. Or maybe either way, Boris is just like, hey, I hear you, I see you. Just like catches your foot and it's just like, listen, we don't have to do this. Getting put in your place. Figure out what that means in a minute. Okay. So I think these will both be endings. Life-changing conversation. Boris is going to convince you to go back to Australia. Right? Boris returns your greeting and sets aside his drumstick. It's rude to talk with food in your mouth, and this cryptid has manners. Why have you come here to my desert cave in the desert? Boris is not that intelligent. He gets repetitive, but he's wise. He wasn't in the game, but you know what? This is an alternate universe. He asks in a deep, guttural voice. The kind of voice you would expect to come out with a giant boar man. I seek the Grimy Ostrich Man. You'll reply. Ah, yes. The Gom, says Boris, nodding and understanding. He knows what's up. So we need to decide, is he eating the ostrich now? Or is he just eating an ostrich? Eating the ostrich, or is he eating an ostrich? Just an ostrich, okay. And what do you seek to do with the Gom? Otherwise, the timeline would get influenced by which path you took. Yeah, I mean, this is like a choose-your-own-adventure story. It doesn't have to be consistent. Depending on the choices you make, you change the world of the game. So, we can have the Gom has been eaten by Boris along this trail, and then along another trail you get to kickbox. I'm gonna kick him. You answer. I already wrote this one. This is fine. I'm gonna regain the honor of my people. It's the only way. Boris ponders this for a moment. You refer, I assume, to the shameful loss your people took against the great emus. Emus. I need to look up how to pronounce that. It's the 3-letter word. It is insane. Okay. You know. I thought as much. Friend, take a seat. He pats another boulder. First way. I don't remember which one I said first. Is it like emu? Like a cow goes moo, or is it like emu? Like you. You are the one I'm talking about. I must know. Pats an empty spot on the boulder beside him, inviting you to sit. Like a Kagos. Alright, Emu. Thank you. Thank you so much, back off. Cautiously. You take a seat. Inviting you to sit. Cautiously you take a seat. Cautiously you join him on the boulder. Hoping that this isn't some sort of terrible trick. Boris lays a surprisingly gentle hand on your shoulder. It was not you who lost your honor against the emus, he says. That fight... Actually, no. Let's go bigger picture than that. Otherwise, I'm gonna go down way too long of a path here. Fighting. There's no way. There is no honor to be found in fighting an enormous bird, he says. If you lose, if you win, you've taken the life of a noble and respectable, noble and worthy creature. And if you lose, you're dead. The only honor is in knowing when to admit that another creature is as valid and valuable as you yourself, and learning to live and let live. Do you get where I'm coming from here, buddy? Boris's words strike. Boris's words touch your heart. What have you missed? Oh, you've been gone for a while. Well, we're having a conversation with Boris, a life-changing conversation, where Boris is going to send us back to Australia and give up this foolish quest. Okay. Boris's words touch your heart. What a fool you've been. You thank him for his wisdom. Politely decline his offer of some ostrich meat. Some raw ostrich meat. And begin the long journey back home to Australia. The end. There's an ending. We have our first ending! Yay! Alright. So the second alternative is that you try to kickbox Boris like a fool, and Boris is gonna make you look like a chump. You came here, all the way from Australia, with one goal in mind. To defeat terrifying cryptid in traditional kangaroo-style kickboxing. This may not be the cryptid you were searching for, but you'll take what you can get. Boris gonna tusk. Boris gonna tusk. Well, that's what we have to decide. Is Boris gonna tusk and you're gonna die? Or is Boris just gonna, like, catch you easily and toss you to the ground and embarrass you? Maybe make you wet your pants. and you're gonna go home in shame. Your lesson learned the hard way. What do we think? What do we think? Can you make it random? I can. I got my dice. Or do you mean can I make it random in the game? 10% death, 90% defeat. That would require doing some coding. And I know it's possible, but it's kind of more work than I had planned on doing for this. And I think it would take more time. Also, I don't think there's any way... I'm worried that if we do that, somebody playing the story is going to think there's only one ending there and not going to try to replay it. Like, it's not really like a role-playing game. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure. So I'd rather just have one outcome. Also, if I do both, then I have to write both. We still have a lot more story to write. We've got all these other options. We haven't even found the ostrich yet. So... I am partial to Boris just embarrassing you. Excuse me. Take a deep breath. Center yourself. And aim... Actually, wait, how did I... Kick Boris in a surprise kangaroo style attack. Okay, cool. That works. Aim... Precise kick. Directly at Boris's chest. Boris doesn't even flinch. I'm gonna roll a die to decide. I can't decide. I like both endings. I'm gonna take a d20 because that's the most random. Even number, Boris embarrasses you. Odd number, Boris kills you. Okay, I'm rolling my d20. That's a 16. We're just gonna get embarrassed. Thank you, dice. I love you. I love my dice. They're nice. They're pretty. See these? Look at these. Like creamsicles. They're in plastic right now. Probably gonna mess up the focus of the camera as well. Oh god, what have I done? God, what has my hair done? I tried to have another meeting with my hair before the stream. Just like, hey, hair, can we maybe do something logical? And my hair is like, no. And that was the end of the meeting. What can I do? Okay, Boris doesn't even flinch. With lightning reflexes. He drops the ostrich leg. Ostrich leg he's been gnawing on, and grabs your ankle before you strike, knocking you completely onto your ass. Yeah. You hit your coccyx. You know, your tailbone. And it hurts just so much. Raising money for extending the Great Emu Wall. The Great Emu Wall? Oh, let's not. Please, let's not. Boris stands. Stands up. Oh, goodness. I did a little bit of quick 30-second research on ostriches here at the start, but I did not look up anything on emus. Boris stands up and towers and leans over you. A look of... No, leans over you. He doesn't look angry. He just looks disappointed. And honestly, that's so much worse. I don't know, he mutters. I guess just expected better of you, buddy. Is this really who you want to be? I don't want to put any gender on the protagonist here. The fool who goes around picking fights with terrifying animal people. Terrifying animal-based cryptids. And gets knocked on his ass. Are you proud of yourself? He's just going off. Proud of yourself. Do you like what you see in the mirror every morning? Do you? Some people use buddy as male gendered. I use buddy, it's one of those things, I think it depends, like, sort of what your dialect is, where you grew up. Like, there's not really a gender-neutral word with the same connotation, unless somebody can think of one. I mean, I don't want people to think that I'm, coding the protagonist as male. Could say friend, I guess, but it's not really quite the same. We can just take it out entirely. Guess I just expected better of you. Yeah, we can just leave it like that. You start to cry. You start to cry. Tears of shame. Who have you become? Is this really what you want out of life? Boris leaves. Boris leaves you alone with your thoughts. I don't know, I don't know where to go with that. I just like the idea that Boris just like walks out and leaves you. How to end this one. This is also going to be an ending. I think maybe you just decide to do something completely different with your life. Once your coccyx is feeling well enough to stand. Boris, you keep numbing the ostrich. Boris grabs his leg of ostrich and walks out of the cave, leaving you alone with your thoughts. You make your way back to town. You book... Oh my goodness. Well, how would Boris be bleeding, though? Listen. Boris in this story wins. That's what we decided. Boris doesn't surprise bleed to death in this I'll never get over the death of Boris. Especially because of how cool his name was. I'm gonna remake Boris. We'll try Boris again sometime. Anyway. You book a flight, not back to Australia, but north, to the Mediterranean. You have a cousin Listen. This story's about an ostrich. I'm gonna have to go and get Jam back later for bringing up the pain of Boris again. You have a cousin who works seasonally at a vineyard. And he helps you get a job. Nepotism. Another shameful thing. I kind of wanted to do like an epilogue, like a whatever happened to, like they used to put at the end of movies sometimes. You meet the love of your life. At a beginner's, at an introductory level Italian class. And settle. And this isn't the shameful ending that it was supposed to be. Love of your life works with ostriches. I feel like I'm writing myself into a corner with no real resolution. Man, writing is hard sometimes. Ooh, sorry everyone. Wildlife protection. And settle down in a quaint cottage in the countryside. Settle down together. Well, an ostrich is the main star of the story here. So, we're not talking about emus. Emus were the source of your family's shame. Well, not your family, your country's shame. So you set out to fight an ostrich to prove, to regain your people's honor. Sometimes you wonder. It's a good life, all things considered. Now and then, no, that's alright, don't worry about it. You awaken in the middle of the night, in a cold sweat. That same nightmare again. An enormous, hulking, grimy bird man. Loose on the savannah. Free to... Ugh, this is the worst thing that I've written so far. Let's get it done and then close it and go write some other part of this story. Spent way too long on Boris. Free to carry out his wicked deeds. Posture check. Oh, I'm trying, man. I actually, like, hurt my back a bit earlier today, so I'm, like, doing the best I can. Make the right choice? Can you ever be sure? The end. Good enough. Moving on. Oh, there's so much still left to write. Yeah, Twitch is pretty serious about the sad faces. Okay. So, we're back up here. Get to the cave, no way, turn around, I know a trap when I see one. Go back to the watering hole. You follow the poo trail back to the watering hole where you started. You don't know what possessed you to follow a trail of poo. But what is done cannot be undone. Standing on the other side of the watering hole is a group of thirsty animals. Come here to get a drink. Okay, what was it? Ostriches can be found with zebras and antelopes. There are a few zebras and some antelope. Intermixed. Thank you, Malcolm. But you don't really care about them. Your eyes. Man, the longer I write, the harder it is to remember what words are. Oh man, this is tough. Your eyes focus immediately on the ostriches. Could it be that they have some relationship with the Grimy Ostrich Man? Approach the ostriches and introduce yourself. And that's gonna go to greeting the ostriches. Or try to take one of the ostriches hostage. A hostage ostrich. Oh, I can't even say it. A hostage ostrich. Oh. It's not going to be the ostrich prince, it's going to be the ostrich queen. They have a matriarchal thing. Are we the baddies? I don't know, man. Ugh. Yeah, I think I pulled something in my... I was actually trying to stretch earlier, because I know my posture is terrible. And I don't know how it is that I always manage to get fingerprints on my glasses. Like, when was I touching the lenses of my glasses? Apparently all the time. Growth. Well, we don't have to do this. I just thought the phrase hostage ostrich. I mean, we are kind of the bad guys. We're tracking down a cryptid to fight it. That doesn't sound like a good thing to do, does it? Actually... yeah, this will be separate from this one. This will be a totally different path. If we get to it... oh man, I got like another half an hour. Grimy glasses, man. Glasses are so hard to keep clean. And then you gotta clean the little microfiber cloths every once in a while, because the grease in them eventually builds up so much that instead of cleaning off the grease, they just start moving it around. Then that's a whole other cleaning task that glasses give you. I think this one could just be an ending. This could just go badly. You're not about to try to negotiate with the ostriches without a strong bargaining chip. Wait until one of the smaller ones. No. Just wait until one of them wanders off a little bit from the group. And you jump it. We're jumping an ostrich. We haven't even met our cryptid yet. Maybe the cryptid doesn't even exist. Okay, wait. On this trail, on this thread, the Grimy Ostrich Man doesn't exist. I've just decided that. I've just decided that, and I'm the one with the keyboard, so there's nothing you can do about it. To your surprise, it doesn't really resist. You'd expected a fight. And now you feel a little awkward. Trying to keep the upper hand. You pull the ostrich's head down to your level. Ostriches are tall. And glare at it. Where is he? You demand. Where is the gum? I know you're hiding him somewhere. Tell me now, nobody has to get hurt. Yeah, I think this one's gonna be an ending because we need to start wrapping up all these different threads. Otherwise, I'm not gonna finish in time. And the idea is I want to finish, and then once the stream is over, I will figure out how to upload it to Itch. And then I'll put a link to it probably on my Twitter and then Discord. And anyone who wants to can go and play the story that we made and send it to all your friends. The ostrich. We got an ostrich hostage, a hostage ostrich. Ask for 15 bucks. No. Absolutely not. No way. The ostrich, I can't even say ostrich anymore. Doesn't have eyebrows. This is how we know we have to start wrapping it up. But if it did, you're pretty sure it would be raising one of them right now. I don't know how else to describe the face it makes. The gum? It asks incredulously. There's no such thing as a grimy ostrich man. You fool. The ostrich raises its voice and calls out to its flock mates. Is it a flock? Herds. Herd mates. Did I mention you speak ostrich? That's pretty important to the story. You learned how to talk to ostriches before you came here. Let's just establish that. We want to keep the realism, right? It knows what gum means. Hey guys. Come check out this idiot human. It thinks it's gonna find the Grimy Ostrich Man. The entire herd of ostriches starts laughing at you. You get a flashback to years of bullying in primary school. What have I done? You're all culpable in this, by the way. You're all accessories to this. No one is getting out of this with a clean conscience. Your face flushes red with embarrassment and shame. You let go of the ostrich, turn and run back to town. The sounds of heckling ostrich laughter, heckling ostriches haunt your nightmares for the rest of your life. You never tell anyone, never tell anyone what happened to you on the savannah, but the sounds of heckling ostriches haunt your nightmares for the rest of your life. The end. Okay. That's what happens when you try to take a hostage. All of you at home right now, or wherever you are, all of you in the chat, try to say a hostage ostrich out loud right now, in case you haven't already. It's hard. I'm good at tongue twisters too, but that one's just too much. Okay, greeting the ostriches. This will be a completely different story. You humbly approach the ostriches and bow your head in deference to their dominant hen. The ostriches surround you menacingly, but do not attack. Hostage ostrich. Oh no, oh no. What have we all collectively done? And it's just as much all of your fault as mine, for sure. You may speak, says the ostrich, in perfect English. You want to ask, in this version, in this thread, the ostriches speak English. Could this end in marriage? Maybe. Could be. How an ostrich learned to speak English. I mean, they don't even have the proper tongue and vocal cords to make these sounds. But it would be rude to impose. It would be rude to ask, and you have more pressing matters to attend to today. Thank you, you say to the dominant hen. I know your time is valuable, so I will be brief. I seek the gom. All of the ostriches gasp. And you hear Susurration. There's a word you don't get to use too often. Susurration. Shocked. Susurration of whispers. Susurration of shocked whispers. Ugh. All around you. Your dominant hen. Keeps her composure. And glares at the others until they settle down. Glares at the others like an annoyed preschool teacher until they settle down. Gaggle of susurration. One does not lightly mention the gom. Every once in a while we gotta spell it out. The Grimy Ostrich Man. In my presence, she says. Your bravery is impressive. I will tell you where you can find him. Under one condition. Chat, what's the condition? What do we have to do for the dominant hen? I wrote myself into a corner again. I need your help digging myself out. Maybe you just keep your mouth shut. Don't tell anybody that provide flashy insulation for the nest. Maybe. Do they decorate their nests? Male defends the hatchling. Oh, here we go. The eggs are incubated by the dominant female by day and the male by night, using the coloration of the two sexes to escape detection of the nest. Okay, so they actually camouflage their nests. I think I'm just, I don't want to overthink it, because we don't have too much time left. You must never tell a soul about the ostriches, about the English-speaking ostriches on the savannah. Of course, you say, bowing your head again. I shall never speak a word of it to anyone. See that you don't, she says. If the humans knew we could speak English, this place would be flooded with tourists. And you know, and you just know, it would destroy the entire ecosystem and wreck the economy. So tourists are usually good for the economy. We just don't want to deal with that. I understand. Yeah, not good for the ostrich economy. That's right. They'd come in with their foreign currency, destroy all the traditional local businesses, and replace them with McDonald's and stuff. Before you know it, there'll be Starbucks and McDonald's on every corner. Behind every boulder. There we go. Good. The gum can be found Where? In every baobab. Well, behind every baobab. Baobab's on the Serengeti? And the savannah? I think so. I'm not gonna look up any more nature stuff. I've done enough. Going for a while. Baobabs are wide. Yeah. They're cool. They're fat trees. Big old plump chubby trees. Love them. Okay. Gun could be found about 3 hours south of here. When the moon rises. Do not, but beware. It is, he is extremely powerful. You think the dominant hen and the circle of ostriches parts to let you out. Travel south for 3 hours, and nothing very interesting happens along the way. You think you will have to wait until nightfall, because everyone always forgets that sometimes that the moon doesn't just rise and set at night. Today, the moon rises just as you arrive, and you have no time to prepare. Totally going off the deep end again. Alright. I guess I have to put more choices in here, which is just like, we need to wrap it up. So we'll have both of these go to the same place. We trek across the dry terrain. For hours, until you reach the great palace of the Ostrich Queen. And beg an audience with Her Highness. The ostriches are surprised to see a human. Capitalize Her Highness. Thank you. Is it getting dark in here? How's the camera brightness? Let me know if I need to turn the light on. I think it looks okay. It's really cloudy outside now, so. In their domain. Looks fine? Okay, cool, thanks. Just let me know if it gets too dark. You are granted entry. More to sate their curiosity than anything. The Ostrich Queen's throne room is opulently decorated with gemstones and other pretty rocks. Which aren't gemstones. They're just a nice shape or color or have a cool pattern on them. You wonder, perhaps they hired a magpie to decorate. But that's neither here nor there. We're going off the deep end, friends. We gotta wrap it up. We gotta wrap it up. feel it is not your place to ask. I love magpies. Magpies are awesome. We have a lot of magpies here. Ooh. I need to try to stop looking so hard to the right. Okay. You make your case. We're just gonna start summarizing. The Ostrich Queen. Who... I think... Yeah, they also send you to where the Gom lives. So we'll have these two threads meet up. He considers your request for a long time. So long, in fact, you get a little tired of standing there. You wish you'd been invited to sit. But this is a throne room. Or at least kneel. The ostriches all stand. And so must you. In exchange for some flashy decorations. At long last, she gives you her verdict. You will be guided to the domain of the Gom. But you must face him alone. And whatever happens, you are not to come crying back to the ostrich. Back to the ostriches. No. And also, you must offer up a gemstone or an interesting rock as tribute. You ask, you wonder whether that is the origin of all these rocks. I'm losing it. My brain is turning to mush. I've been writing for too long. And if so, whether the Gom defeated all those people in ritual combat. Have you bitten off more than you can chew? Fortunately, you came prepared with a... What kind of rock? What kind of rock we gonna give him? Some kind of gemstone. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna turn the light on because it's actually getting a little dark in here from my eyes. So hold on just 1 second, friends. I won't even put the pause screen on. Ooh, I don't know if it'll make a difference to the camera, but it makes a difference to my eyes. Large glass beads. A string of large glass beads. And you hand one to the Ostrich Queen's attendant. Tribute is accepted, and you are led by an ostrich journeyman. Hand them all to the ostrich queen's attendant. Okay. Across the landscape to the south. A journey ostrich. Craft ostrich ship. Yeah, journeyman is really more of a... They're ostriches. They have their own meanings for words. Cross the landscape to the south. You're left alone to face your foe. Face your nemesis. Alright, no choice now. We're just gonna have one more, maybe two more. We gotta wrap it up. Maybe meditate. Sweet. Okay. A silhouette of a centaur. The bottom half was an ostrich instead of a horse. And it had a mouth instead of beak. And its neck was really long and creepy. Appears on the horizon. It is approaching you. No, appears from... I don't want it to have to cross the whole landscape. How does the GOM appear? Appears in front of the rising moon. Don't need to answer every question, Ira. Jeez. This is the moment you've prepared your whole life for. All those years of reading up on ostrich-based cryptid folklore. All those hours training kickboxing with the kangaroos. Your neighborhood. Kangaroos. If anyone's from Australia, I'm so sorry. The Australia thing was not my idea. That one I can blame on chat. Everything has led to this moment. With the Ruzy. Okay. Yeah, we hang out behind the gas station, we do kickboxing practice with the kangaroos. Okay. The Grimy Ostrich Man walks toward you, but stops. several meters away. You begin the ritual. You begin the ritual by what? How do we start off the combat ritual? By insulting his mother. Yep. Wrap his legs in cloth. He replies, according to tradition. In keeping with tradition. Now, he replies, that'll go at the end. He replies, criticizing your physique. In keeping with tradition. The wraps his legs in cloth to make the combat non-lethal. You make no such gesture. Let's face it. Your puny legs wouldn't have a chance of really hurting this monstrous beast anyway. You circle each other, stamping your feet, hopping around, and tossing out the occasional bit of trash talk. Bubblegum makes the first move. It does have 3 E's. Thank you. A light kick to the stomach to test your reflexes. Easily dodged. Am I setting myself up to do like a blow by blow? No, we're not doing that. Summarize. Get up off the details, Ira. We need to finish this. Retaliate. Sync up and you find you are compatible. But we're gonna give an option. I think maybe there'll be 2 options here and they'll both lead to endings. Maybe there'll just be 1 option that just leads to the next page. You have no choice but to fall in love with the god. With a similar kick, which he dodges just as easily. Is he smiling? The honor of your people. You need to focus up. The honor of your people rests with you this day. If you cannot defeat the Grimy Ostrich Man, all of Australia will forever be known as the country that lost not 1, but 2 wars to birds, to flightless birds, to large flightless birds. Ritual combat continues. Each of you attempting blows that never managed to land. As the fight grows longer, you both start to fatigue. You notice something strange. Oh no. You notice a shift in both your movements. The ritual combat has started. Hold on, let's put a little bit more in here about the combat. You are perfectly matched and perfectly in sync. You cannot help but be impressed by your opponent's moves. And playful insults. Oh. No, we're doing this. No hanky-panky. The ritual combat has started to transform. The combat ritual has become a mating ritual. I just wrote those words with my own fingers. Which one of you is responsible for putting this into my brain? I know it was one of you. Surely I didn't come up with it. Alright, a courtship ritual. No hanky-panky. Just a bit of gentle romance. At first, you try to fight it, but who can deny such chemistry as this? You don't even really care about how grimy he is. This is the last bit that I'm writing. This is the end. We gotta stop. We've gone for 2 hours and 8 minutes, although about 5 or 6 minutes of that was prep, but still. It's been over 2 hours of writing this insane story game. Finally, you both stop and stare into each other's eyes. Is this really happening? We'll go on to a next page. Is this really happening? Get life together. Here we go. I'm thinking of a sort of an epilogue now. Yes. Five years later. The Gom, no name, the Gom proposes to you. 5 years later, after a back in Australia? We're at the very end in Irashi. We're finishing it up now. Yeah, in this ending you settle down together. Romantic evenings. After what feels like a lifetime, romantic evenings. Sweet surprises, burnt dinners. Movie nights on the couch. Angry fights over the thermostat. Best ending. This is the good ending, right? Oh, Inarashi, while you're here, do I have to do anything to mark a page as an ending in Twine, or can I just write the end and just not put any links from it? I actually keep meaning to check on that. Long walks through the desert. Just right at the end. Cool, thank you. Just wanted to make sure. Tearful makeups after angry fights over the thermostat. Long walks through the desert and a restart button. Yes, a restart button would be good. Does that put that in there automatically? Do I need to put that in with some code or something? That is a good point. Need one more thing for this list. Nervous conversations about children. Having children. The golem proposes to you. You're living together already. In your hometown. We'll test it out and see what happens. Or I can add it later. Ah, I see. I'll figure it out. I'm sure it's not that difficult to figure out. I don't know how much difference there is. I've only used this, and barely. This is the most I've used this program, is this stream. You're living together already in your hometown. Your mother doesn't really approve, but your dad is all for it. Love is love, he declares, while your mother rolls her eyes. Even if that love is with one of the great historical enemies of our country. I don't know how to end this, you guys. I'm glad you're all here to share this with me, to help me make this. I would love to do more of these. I had this idea ages ago, and I was just kind of afraid to try it, because I was afraid no one would show up, basically, and it would just be me sitting here writing some nonsense. Our enemies were emus. Spits your mother. Not ostriches. But your dad isn't listening. He was never one for details like that. And he's too busy pouring champagne. Okay. Okay. It's not real champagne, technically. It's sparkling wine. But you know what I mean. The wedding takes place at sunset on the beach. Champagne. I've reached that point where I've been writing for too long and every word looks like it's misspelled. We're good. I think we're good. Even your mother cries. Oh, no, the spelling, this is the spelling. Champagne. Pretty sure. Now I've got to check. Yeah, I've got it right. Phew. And I won't say you live happily ever after. Because the future is not yet written. And any number of ridiculous things might happen. The end. That's it, I'm done. I finished it. It's finished! We did it! We made a Twine game, my friends! Grimy Ostrich Man, the choose your own adventure. It is our magnum opus. I am going to figure out how to upload this to itch, and I'll put the link in my Discord. If you are not in my Discord, why aren't you in my Discord? It's a lovely place full of lovely people. It's right there. I'll probably put it on Twitter as well. I would love to do this again sometime. I don't know if I will do it every Saturday or anything, but for sure we'll do this again, yeah? And I hope you'll all be here again, because this was great. This is really fun. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you all so much for your help getting all this done, getting all this written. Thank you all so much for your ideas and just your company. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go, because I gotta go make some dinner. And, yeah, it's time for that. Stream is over. But thank you, and I should be streaming again on Tuesday. Alright. Oh, and if you're new here and you don't know this, there will be a VOD, of course, and in a couple of days there will be an archive of this on my YouTube channel as well. I'll do all the links. Check me out in all the other places if you haven't already. And I will see you next time. Bye, folks.